'Cause it's good. Alyssa wants to know why I'm so obsessed with West Side Story.
Forrest tries to get me to watch West Side Story with him like multiple times a day. He talks about it.
Mm-hmm.
He raves about it. He goes on and on about it.
It's just lit.
I just haven't seen it yet. Like, I haven't seen the whole thing. He showed me like the first like 30 minutes or so, I think.
Shit, you're in for a treat. That was just on the iPad. When you see it in its full pristine 4K Ultra HD glory on the big 80-inch screen, you're gonna shit your britches.
He really loves it.
There's some twists and turns that I don't think you're gonna be expecting.
Forrest loves like musicals. I love musicals too. I just like at the end of the night, I typically just want to watch like an hour of something, like a TV show, like an episode. I don't want to watch like I don't want to commit to like a full movie. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
But
yeah, it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
It's shocking. Like, there were moments where I was like, oh my God, is this really happening right now? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe we can
surprising.
watch it like upstairs, like on the iPad or something.
No. That's why I bought it on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray because I want to show you it with the surround sound speakers.
It's just gonna be like a whole thing, like a whole night, like just dedicated to this like one movie.
We don't actually have surround sound speakers.
What if I don't like it?
No, it's good. It's like a 2 hour and 40-minute movie.
That's really long.
It's a long one. It's a long boy. It's like the Batman. But a musical.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really nothing like the Batman. It's got some similar themes, like class disparity. I don't know. It's really nothing like the Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they made Batman a musical, right?
That'd be nuts.
Yeah. There's a did you ever watch The Key of Awesome on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar. I don't remember.
They did like music video parodies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like Lady Gaga and Lord Gaga.
Yeah.
And they were like the cream of the crop when it came to YouTube, like musical video parodies. And, below them is like, Shane Dawson and Totally Sketch. And
isn't it crazy how Shane Dawson just got completely canceled?
He's back.
But
with a vengeance.
His YouTube is completely demonetized.
Is it still?
That's what they said back in the day, like when he first got canceled, like all of his channels were just like completely demonetized.
Instantly demonetized.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's YouTube's prerogative. It sucks for him.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I don't think he should have been demonetized. That's dumb.
Yeah. I mean, if they were just like...
I don't think a lot of things YouTube does are cool.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, he seems to be doing well based on those videos that he posted like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I haven't really been keeping up with him. I just saw that he was back a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I watched like half of his first new video, but let's check in on our boy Shane. What is he, in his 40s now?
No, he's still probably just like 32.
Shane Dawson, American YouTuber. Conspiracy Theories with Shane Dawson, 2022. Came out 3 weeks ago. And then he's got the lawsuit of Shane Dawson 1 month ago. Ghost hunting in a haunted city. A whole city that's haunted.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Never heard of that before.
When I was in high school, I used to like love like Shane Dawson and like his like ghost videos, his like ghost hunting, like haunted videos, conspiracy theory videos. I was just like all about that when I was in high school.
Yeah, he makes like fun content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like bingeable kind of content.
Yeah.
His videos are long too. Like each one's like an hour. So I guess that makes sense why they take a while to post, because he's only posted like, I think like a total of like 5 times since he came back. Yeah. People were like memeing him so hard when he came back. It was so funny. Like they took this like thumbnail of him like half shadowed and they were like doing fucked up shit to it.
Mm-hmm.
They were like duplicating it or like mirror imaging it, so it was like really creepy. Like they would flip one side, and it was pretty funny. Yeah, no, I'm glad he's back. Seems like he's doing okay. Let's see if there's an ad that runs. Hold on, I'm signed into my YouTube though, so it won't play ads anyway. Here, let me sign into my second channel that doesn't have YouTube Plus. We'll go to Shane Dawson. Yoink. And we'll watch his latest video, see if there's an ad. Ad or no ad? Ad. Boy, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's getting the money, though.
Yeah.
That could just be YouTube. I forgot about that. Because they do that where they're just like, oh, this video is demonetized, but it's still making money. It's just, you're not getting any of it.
Mm-hmm.
Bait. Yeah, they recently did that with my TMNT video.
Yeah.
Did we talk about this? Have you heard about this?
I heard about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys,
I was
the
depressed about
audience,
it.
heard about it.
I was depressed for like a day and a half, but now I'm
Yeah.
over it. I don't even think about it anymore.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just whatever,
Mm-hmm.
It just sucks that people can't comment on the video anymore. Tell me how cool it is.
Yeah, it's also just like stupid because you can just tell if no real person watched or like reviewed the video.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is watch the video and you'll be like, oh yeah, this obviously is not for children.
Yeah, YouTube set it as made for kids, which means you can't comment on it. There's 0 comments now. All the comments have been deleted. And you can't put it in playlists. You can't run ads on it, or at least the targeted ads, like the more expensive ads. It's demonetized anyway because I use the Incredibles music at the end for the credits. But yeah,
It's just so stupid how there's just like a bunch of robots just kind of like making these like really big decisions for these videos.
Just because I think it just had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the title.
Yeah, and it's
so
just
now it's like if I make another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video, like is it just going to get awesome set for made for kids?
Yeah.
And the fucked up part is that it's being recommended to children.
Yeah, that's really fucked up because it's like, it's definitely not for children. Like, all you have to do is like literally watch it. Like, it's just like, yeah, it's just a bunch of robots or just like an algorithm just being like, oh, this is for kids.
Right.
It's like this whole system that they're like trying to create where like making YouTube like a safer environment for children is just like backfiring.
It's literally making it worse.
Because they're like lazy. Like they don't actually have like people, employees like reviewing this content and making like decisions.
Like, do they need robots to just like, is there just not enough content on YouTube Kids that they just need to put more content on there? Like, why not? The default should just be not made for kids until someone like, manually checks it out.
Yeah.
And then the YouTube Kids app could be actually safe to show to your kid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to use the YouTube Kids app.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on it anyway, but especially now, it's like anything could be on there.
I literally like don't show Luna anything, any video or movie that I haven't seen first and like reviewed myself. I don't trust
that's just what any parent should do.
Yeah, like I really don't trust. I don't even trust like Disney Plus. Like there was something that there was like some Frozen like show.
Was it the Lego one?
Yeah, like the Lego Frozen show, and like I started watching it to kind of like see if it was appropriate for Luna or see if I'd be comfortable with letting Luna watch it. And like I just didn't like the messaging. Like they had some like weird like feminist like messages in it. That didn't vibe with me. Just like Kristoff as a whole, like his whole character is basically just like, like the cock like feminist.
He's the femboy, teat sucker of the group.
Yeah, like everything. He's just like the feminist like scapegoat character basically. And like it's just kind of like I forgot the exact like line or like the exact like quote or something that he said something, but yeah, it just kind of made me uncomfortable and didn't really want to be showing my kid that. So
Yeah, what was it?
I forgot. I should.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. So even just like things that like seem completely innocent, or you know what I mean, like they still have an agenda behind them. So
woke Disney.
Yeah, everything has to be like woke, and like I'm just not really into that.
Everything has to be like shitting on like the man.
Yeah.
And like, you know, to like raise up the females or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like really obvious, like the writing. It's not like natural.
Yeah, I would be totally cool like if it was kind of like more of just a message of like, oh, like, yeah, men and women are like equal. I just feel like that is more of the message when like you just don't talk about it. Like
you just don't have to like shit on like one gender to raise the other gender.
Yeah,
up.
like it's like you can say like women can be really cool and strong and powerful and independent, like with just having like a female main character who is all those things, and you don't have to mention the fact that she's a woman or like anything about like, you know, feminism or wokeism or anything, like, you know.
Yeah,
like you can just write a really good story like with like a woman as the main character, and it's like there you go.
Kristoff's whole vibe is just like so like he's such a klutz, you know, he's such a dork loser.
Yeah.
And he's always fumbling around and like stuttering and stammering and like making a fool of himself and just like looking silly. And it's like, why would Anna even like him?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even make any sense.
I know, like in Frozen 2 he has like this whole song and he says something like, who am I if I'm not your guy? And it's like that's like unattractive. Like you don't want somebody who's like their whole thing is just being like you're their whole life. Like you want like a man who has like
you want a man.
Yeah, you want like a man who has like goals and like a career, and you know what I mean? I don't know.
You don't want a pussy.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's just like kind of a pussy. It's not like outrageous like in the movies, but yeah, something in the Lego movie I remember you were like, this is like so stupid.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, just like I just feel like I have to review like everything just because like even things that seem innocent have like this like agenda behind it. So
right.
Right now Luna basically watches like Tangled like over and over again because that's like her favorite movie, and I approve of that movie. She was watching The Little Mermaid for a while, and she really likes the Tinkerbell like fairy movies, but like even those movies are kind of like bothering me at this point. Like I've watched them like a few times now, and I'm kind of like realizing things that make me uncomfortable about it.
Like what?
Like how like there's like I don't know. Oh yeah, you said something like how it's like this is like kind of like not cool for Luna because she'll like think that fairies are like real.
Oh yeah.
Or like because there's a whole movie like Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue.
Right, that's my favorite one.
It's my favorite one too. And there's this like little girl in it, and she's very British, and her father is like the single dad, but he's like a biologist and he's like a scientist.
He's
and
like, not now, Lizzie.
Yeah.
I have to get to my work. She's like, Father, can you please play tea time with me outside? And he's like, no, go away.
Yeah, he's like always like dismissing her. But yeah, basically like the whole conflict, or like the central conflict of this like movie is like, you know, Lizzie discovers that fairies are real because she meets Tinkerbell, and she
the Tinks
is like trying to show her dad and like, or like talk to her dad about the fairies, and her dad's like, no, like fairies aren't real, Lizzie. Like any logical smart person knows that fairies aren't real.
Right.
And
he's like, you have to see reason.
Yeah, you have to use reason. Like he's very like he'd be like, you know, he's like the Richard Dawkins like atheist guy of the Disney like Tinkerbell like universe basically. And
he's super into butterflies too, and he like nails them up in like, you know, in display cases.
Yeah.
And it's pretty horrifying for the fairies.
Yeah, because they're like, oh my god, like he's gonna like nail us to the.
Yeah, it's pretty scary actually. Because they're like giant compared to the fairies.
Yeah, and Yeah, and then so there's also like a part where like, you know, the fairies are like revealed, like her dad sees the fairies and then he like starts to believe in them, and then, you know, they just go on like this really like heartfelt journey as like, you know, like a father and daughter or whatever, like with Tinkerbell's help basically. And there's a part in it where he says something, or like Lizzie says something like, you can just believe, like you don't need like evidence, or you don't need like science or something, you just believe. Like, or something like that. And then you were like, I don't know, this is like a great message for Luna.
I just think it might be confusing for like really little kids.
Yeah,
because like kids who don't understand like what movies are yet, like Luna, you know, I think you start to understand what a movie is probably around like 6 or 7. Like that they're not real. But like before that, I feel like kids, they're going to see that and be like, oh yeah, fairies are real.
Yeah, we're going to be like trying to teach, like I'm going to be trying to homeschool Luna and like telling her about like, you know, things in nature and stuff. And she's going to be like, oh, like the fairies did that. Which
I guess, you know, isn't super harmful.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird because it's like, the dad is like right, you know, fairies aren't real, like, but he's like kind of made out to be the villain for like not believing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, like, is it teaching you to like mistrust your parental figures?
I mean, I don't think that's like a complete negative thing. I think, you know, Luna, like the rest of our kids, like should feel comfortable like questioning us, and like we should be able to give them like reasonable, like logical answers. Maybe not when they're like super little, but like
grounded
when they're like a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, it's probably not the big deal. I'm probably overthinking it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably overthinking my thing too, but I'm just really sensitive and like, but Luna loves the Tinkerbell movies. I feel bad like not putting them on, like.
Yeah, it was the first Tinkerbell movie. That's just called Tinkerbell. Then there's Tinkerbell.
I've become such like a screen time mom.
And Legend of the Neverbeast.
I think I've only seen Tinkerbell and then Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue.
Then there's Tinkerbell Secret of the Wings.
Oh,
have we seen that one?
Is that the
someone with like where a part of the land is covered in ice?
Yeah, I've seen that one. That one, like Tinkerbell has like a sister that she didn't know about.
Oh, right. And fairies are, how do they have sisters though? Because aren't they just made every time a baby laughs for the first time?
They are both made with the same like baby laugh.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well,
I don't know. I don't really like that one as much.
I've never seen the Neverbeast one.
Yeah.
Who's the Neverbeast?
Maybe we should watch that one next time.
Legend of the Neverbeast. That sounds lit, dude. 2014. When did the Great Fairy Rescue come out? 2010. Okay, so the Neverbeast one's the more recent one.
We'll have to.
And
maybe
Secret
we'll
of the
watch
Wings
that one tomorrow.
Came out in 2012. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, they're pumping one of these out every 2 years, it seems.
I love having like the iPad, and I'll put Luna and her playpen in the kitchen and put the iPad on the kitchen table, and I'll just like play her these movies while I do like chores and stuff. And she loves it. She has a great time.
Yeah, she's cute. She loves watching the movies. And yeah, I think it should be okay. We'll just hope that she is able to discern reality from fiction at some point in her life.
Yeah.
Most likely. I think most of us get there. But the real question today is, babe, what do you think about this? Hold on a second. I'm coming with it. Arc360 on Twitter says, can we make him a Tumblr sexy man? And it's a picture of the lemonade stand man. And it's got like 3,500 retweets.
What?
And 28,000 likes. What is a Tumblr sexy man?
I have no idea.
You don't? Damn, I was hoping you would know.
No.
Okay, well, that's a bust. What did you want to talk about today?
So basically, like ever since last week, I've been itching to talk about the audacity of men to be gynecologists.
Oh right, yeah, that's we can get 2 full episodes out of this one.
Like, Forrest has heard my rant about this before. Forrest is very patient with me and listens to all my rants about the like industrial birth complex and the kind of like allopathic like birth system and everything and how fucked up it all is. But like one of my biggest pet peeves is like when men are like gynecologists or like midwives. Even like there was even like a man who was who's a midwife like in St. Louis, and like when I was looking for a midwife, when I found out that I was pregnant with our son, I was like, you know, searching the land for a midwife, and I was kind of worried that I might have to go to him because there's not very many midwives in St. Louis. Like there's a lot in LA to choose from, but not very many in St. Louis. But yeah, anyways,
there's like 7 total.
Yeah,
I think.
But I just feel like basically it just boils down to, I think I started thinking about this a lot more because
some of them have like 1 star.
Yeah, literally.
It's like, maybe not that one.
Yeah, because I'm pregnant with a boy, right? And I am a woman. So I was like, you know, oh, like I'm so glad I have Forrest to like let me know things about boys and to, you know, like basically, you know, fill in any gaps.
We're not complicated.
Yeah. But like I guess it started because I guess I was like holding Luna in a certain way, like on my hip, and I was thinking like, oh, I wonder if like this would be comfortable for like a boy, like, you know what I mean, like because of their, you know, private area or whatever. And I was just thinking like, oh my god, like I can't believe that there's men out there who literally like their whole career is like treating like women like, and they don't even have like vaginas, like, you know what I mean? It's like crazy.
It's insane.
Like, and it's like, because I'm sensitive, like I'm, you know, hoping that I like don't make my son like uncomfortable in any way, because I don't know what it's like to have a penis.
That would be like if you were a physical trainer but you were like super fat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I don't know, it's just like
doesn't add up.
I'm really like just flabbergasted that this is even like allowed. Like, and because the thing is like I would never like have the audacity to like tell a man or give a man advice like about his like penis or like balls or anything, because I don't have that, so I don't know what it's like. Like, you know, like you can describe something, you can like read it in a book, you can take a test on it, but you'll never know like what it's truly like. So why would you like give someone advice or do something to somebody that like you just absolutely you can't do to yourself?
Did I ever tell you about that one time I had my balls, like they were like swollen, or like one of them was swollen?
Yeah, you had to go get like an ultrasound on your balls.
And I went to the doctor to go get them checked out, and it was a lady doctor.
Yeah, that seems like inappropriate.
And she grabbed my balls and like held them in her hand, and it was just like really, really awkward because she was kind of hot.
Yeah.
And I wish she had just been like a man or like not hot.
Yeah.
It was really weird. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I remember like I didn't have any
like, why is she the one grabbing my balls?
I never had anybody like, you know, grab any of my private areas before, but like, yeah, I always just thought that whenever I would have like a male like nurse or doctor or someone and like he was kind of hot, it'd be like uncomfortable. I'd be
it's
like,
uncomfortable.
Ew, like stop, like
why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
What is this? It goes against all the natural senses you're supposed to have.
You're like, because you're in this like weird like hospital setting, and like they're not like someone who it's like appropriate to have like a sexual relationship with like at the moment.
Yeah. I got way more into hospital porn after that.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I went through my hospital porn phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What kind of porn phase are you into right now?
I haven't really watched porn in a while.
Oh, it's been a minute, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't really have time for that anymore.
No.
Yeah. You're too busy.
I guess like I just like certain like people or like celebrities or whatever, and I'll just
who you crushing on right now?
I'll just use my like brain and like imagination.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's complicated. That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Is it Timothée Chalamet?
No, it's not Timothée. I've never really understood like the hype of like Timothée Chalamet.
I understand the hype. He's a Tumblr sexy man.
Yeah.
He's like he's like a romantic sexy Michael Cera.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a brooding kind of like Slender Man type. Slender boy. Yeah. He's a good actor too. He's talented. Mm-hmm. He's emotional and he's funny. He's got a lot of good qualities.
Mm-hmm.
He's got really nice jawline. If you're into jawlines and like good hair, he's your guy. Plus he's like 6'7". Super tall. Super tall. Yeah.
Wow,
he could pick you up and throw you around, no problem.
Wow.
Yeah. But wait, who are you into though? Seriously.
I can't think of anybody at the moment. It's been like a while.
What? Come on.
Since I had like a crush. My last, I guess, like big crush was like Nicholas Hoult. But I don't even want to talk about that because
of course
gets all freaking like
Nicholas
jealous.
Fucking Hoult.
Yeah, that was like the last.
Oh yeah,
how
could I forget?
I was really crushing on
the man who almost ended my marriage.
That was like a month ago.
What an asshole! What a total douche.
Who else?
That guy's really handsome too.
Who?
Nicholas Hoult.
Oh yeah.
And talented. Yeah, I told my wife that she has a free pass. If Nicholas Hoult ever comes to the door, comes knocking, he's like, "Hey, I'm really horny. My car broke down." I don't, and I'm not home. And like just go for it.
Yeah.
Don't look back. No regrets.
Babe. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anyway, you were talking about the gynecologist thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Basically, I just feel. I mean, I know that like women can be shitty gynecologists too. Like just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you're like a great like ethical, like really talented gynecologist or something. But yeah, I just don't even see like how that's allowed or like why you would even want to be a gynecologist like as a man.
I guess you do it because maybe it's like a profitable industry to go into or profitable.
I mean, yeah, it definitely
area
is
to go into.
Profitable because they like. I can take like freaking like 3 hours and tell you all about the horrible things about like what hospitals do to like women in the hospital when they're giving birth and stuff.
Yeah, that's on the Patreon only episode though. You have to subscribe to hear all that.
But yeah, so it definitely is profitable because they just take advantage of women in labor basically.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. But yeah, I just like...
If you thought it was chill, you're wrong.
Like, I can see, like, a man being, like, a foot doctor and having, like, female patients and, like, because it's, like, you have feet, so you can, like, imagine what the other person is going through. But it's, like... And you can kind of, like, give advice based on, like, what you would want to do to yourself. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like to be a doctor, you kind of have to have, like, some level of, like, empathy and, like... be able to put yourself in your patient's like position, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, and I just feel like that's impossible if you're a man and all your patients are women, like giving birth, like, or like with uteruses and like vaginas, like, because you don't have one. Like, I can imagine what it's like to have a penis and like balls and be a man, but I like it's probably wrong. Like, what I'm imagining is probably not true. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. Like, I just don't think it's right. I think it's weird.
There's probably, like, one guy who's listening to this podcast, and he's like, my dad's a gynecologist. Yeah. And he's been practicing and helping women for 30 years.
That's the thing, is, like, I feel like people are really obsessed with, you know, like in our culture, it's like, oh, like if they went to medical school or if they went to any type of school and they graduated and they were able to take all the tests, like, you know, that makes them like the expert and that makes them like all knowing like in this subject, and like their opinion is always right.
But the thing is, doctors are wrong all the time.
Yeah, doctors are wrong all the time.
They misdiagnose you and put you on the wrong pills constantly.
Yeah, literally.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Remember that time you got put on like the fucking the horse tranquilizer or whatever it was?
No. Okay, well, when I was like in high school, okay, I don't shave my armpits anymore, but I used to when I was in high school. And I literally just like cut my armpit with like shaving with a razor, like a very minor cut that I guess I didn't even like notice. And I got some type of like weird infection or something, just like a very like minor infection in my armpit. And it was like itchy and I had like red bumps, but like I wasn't really sure what it was. I didn't know that it was just like this minor infection at the time. But so my dad took me to the doctor, to this like woman doctor, and she like prescribed me, like she's like, oh, you have like shingles. Like that's what shingles looks like. And she gave me this like these pills. And she's like, you need to take these like 4 times a day. You know, like we'll have like after you're done with these pills, like, you know, you might have to take more. Like, you know, we'll have to come back and get you like get another appointment to like see how it's doing or whatever. So I was taking these, like, I remember them being like really disgusting too. Like they were really hard to take. They were like really
huge and dry.
Yeah, and like
horse pills.
Yeah, literally. And so like I was taking these pills and like, you know, my dad doesn't really know anything about like natural medicine, or like he just trusts, you know, like the doctors and everything, which most people do. Like, so he just like went along with it and like let this happen. But then like one day he took me to like his doctor. We were at his doctor's for some reason, and I was there, and like we were telling him about how I possibly have shingles, and then he was like, what? Like, you're like a teenage girl. Like, teenage girls like don't get shingles. Like, and then like, so he was like, let me see it. And so like I showed him, and he was just like, oh my god, like you literally just need this like cream, this like topical like antibacterial cream.
Thank God for that other doctor.
And
dude.
Like he was like, stop taking those pills. And I did, and like I'd put the cream on and it literally like went away. It probably would have went away with just like tea tree oil or like peppermint oil, like witch hazel, like something that I would use like now, but I wasn't aware of that stuff like at the time.
People just like love taking medicine and like multiple medications at once.
Yeah.
Like they'll take shit for their acne and for their depression and for like they'll just have like a whole like buffet of pills that they take every day.
I know.
And like creams and topical ointments and shit. And it's like all that shit is like not good for you. Like a lot of this shit can be like solved with like exercise and like a healthy diet. And like, yeah, like not putting terrible shit into your body.
Yeah,
like
literally.
Birth control. Like,
oh my god. Don't even get me started on birth control. That's
all
like
these
a whole
different things that
podcast.
just fuck with your system so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've already got, you know, the toxic pollutants in the air fucking with your shit, and like all the, you know, shit out of water bottles, and, you know, flaking off, and, you know, Teflon flaking off into your food. You don't need to like also ingest like fried chicken and greasy, you know, horrible fast food.
Mm-hmm.
Like healthy eating, fresh organic berries, and, you know, things that come from the earth.
Just like eating food that is water, as like close to its natural state as possible.
Not chock full of weird syrups and seed oils.
Yeah, we can do a whole episode about seed oils. Like, okay, you guys, literally a huge way to improve your health is literally just like look at the ingredients on your food before you buy it at the grocery store. And if it says canola oil or vegetable oil or like sunflower oil, there's like a whole bunch of other ones. But basically like these seed oils, like are really horrible for you. They're not natural, because you can like accomplish the same goal with cooking these things with just like coconut oil or like literally like butter, and it would just be like a billion times better for you. But these companies will just put this like shit in your food, and it's like, it's disgusting. So yeah, you should look into seed oils if you just want to like be better, be healthier. Like it'll like improve your like your health in like so many different ways.
There's like soy and a lot of stuff too.
Oh yeah, soy is really bad. Yeah, soybean oil is one of those oils that you want to stay away from.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Like I used to go to the gas station all the time, like when I was younger, and get like snacks and things. And it's like I go to the gas station these days, and like I literally can't eat anything there.
No, yeah.
Like none of it's good for you. You can't buy anything at a gas station. You have to go to like the grocery store and buy like fresh shit. And like you'll literally feel better.
No, you will.
If you like go to the gym and you like eat healthy, you'll feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
It makes a world of difference. And you can sleep soundly at night knowing that you're not supporting the chemical engine of the food industry. It's just fucking horrid.
It is.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Just focus on the things that matter in life, like family, friends. You don't need all these things to fill the empty void in your life.
It's also just way more wholesome to like go to the grocery store, like get food, like organic, like wholesome, like food, and like make it yourself.
What I did is I went out and I married a woman who cooks for me, and that kind of solved all my problems. And so thank you, babe.
You're welcome. I didn't always cook for you. This is like kind of...
Well, ever since we had Luna, I feel like we've just been taking our health like way more seriously.
Yeah.
And like not indulging in like terrible... It's just like, well, before you have a kid, you don't really care about yourself. You don't really think about stuff like this.
Yeah.
And then it's like after you have a kid, you're like, oh, like what kind of example am I going to set for her? And that becomes like paramount. In the way you do things and the way you structure your life. So thank God for Luna, dude. She probably saved our lives.
It was really when Luna started eating like food, like that we really started taking our health seriously.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even more recently, like it was really when we moved to St. Louis.
Right.
I think is when like the big shift happened.
We didn't have to like battle traffic to like get to the grocery store whenever we needed to. We can just like drive there.
Yeah.
We're not like confronted
and
by
that was also when Luna started eating
wall
more
of smog,
solid food.
Yeah,
just so much about our life improved, like so much when we moved to St. Louis, just like out of LA saying. Like, oh my God,
escape from LA,
literally.
Yeah, we escaped just in the nick of time,
literally.
Yeah, so thankfully we're living in St. Louis now and we're really enjoying it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to like get into buying like meat and dairy and stuff like directly from farms.
Right.
You can like, there's websites online that you can
just cut out the middleman,
like look up like the farm like nearest to you. You can like put your zip code into this website and it'll show you like all these like natural like organic farms. And I think that's like a really amazing thing, and like you're directly supporting like family farms, and you're not supporting like the huge like industrial like meat and dairy industry, which is a gigantic plus because they're like literally horrible. They're just like, and like the meat and like how they treat the animals is bad, and it makes like the quality of the food that you're eating not good either. You know, so even just for your health, like even if you don't care about the animals or whatever, like getting your meat and like dairy from like farms is like just a good idea. And yeah, I want to start doing that. I feel like that'll be easier to do here in like Missouri than in California too. I feel like there's probably more farms here.
That's illegal though, isn't it?
No, it's not illegal. I think it's illegal to sell raw milk. But it's not illegal to like sell meat, I don't think.
The government doesn't want you.
But raw milk, I've heard. I actually have never tried raw milk, so I don't know. I can't like give my own personal testimony, but I've heard that raw milk is actually like way better for you than like pasteurized milk and like milk that they sell at the grocery store. And it kind of makes sense because if you are like looking into buying breast milk like for your baby, like because you can't breastfeed, that's kind of like a thing that you have to consider, is like if you buy the breast milk like from kind of like a place that they will take the breast milk and then like pasteurize it and like clean it and like make sure it's really sanitary or whatever, like you kind of sacrifice all of like the natural good healthy bacteria that's in breast milk and like a lot of the nutrients and vitamins that make breast milk like really good for you. And if you just buy or like get breast milk like directly from a woman, like a mother, and like skip the whole, you know, like cleansing phase, or like, you know, cut out the middleman, you know, basically like your baby's gonna get a lot more of like the good nutrients. So yeah, if that's true for breast milk, I'm sure that's true for cow's milk. But yeah, I guess it's illegal, but I think that's like retarded because it's like cigarettes are legal, alcohol is legal, but oh no, like milk from a cow is like illegal. I wonder why. That could be
how the next COVID starts.
I wonder who you know, who got the politicians to make that a law.
Right. It's all a fucking scam.
Definitely not.
It's all a conspiracy.
Like the dairy industry. The industrial dairy industry.
Yeah, I've been getting more into conspiracy theories recently. They're all true.
The thing is like, yeah, a lot of these conspiracy theories are like, quote, conspiracy theories, like aren't even like conspiracy theories. It's literally just like the truth. Like, you know, hospitals like profit off of taking advantage of women in labor.
Right.
Sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's actually like 100% true.
Babe, are you gonna watch West Side Story with me tonight?
Not tonight. It's like you said it's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen tonight. But what do you think about this though?
People may say that Disney adults are weird. And you know what? You might be right. But before you judge, let me give you some insight.
Okay.
Not everyone in this world was lucky enough to have a fair childhood. Many of us had our innocence taken away young, or had to learn how to grow up at a very young age.
Oh my God.
There are people who suffer from depression, anxiety, PTSD, and not much can actually make us smile.
Oh, Jesus.
We are trying to work through the trauma. And if that means being obsessed with Disney, then so be it.
Fuck. That was a TikTok I found on TikTok.
I actually think I found that TikTok.
Oh, you found that one?
And sent it to you.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, Mrs. TikTok. I know you got all the talks.
I got all the talks.
Yeah, you got talks on deck. You got talks on talks.
I send Forrest about like 10 TikToks a day.
Yeah, they're always good too. I just go to my
the thing is like you don't have to, you know, like justify like the reasons why you go to Disney World or Disney.
Just go and enjoy it.
Just go.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling people.
It's like, you know, my life is great. I have a husband and a daughter and a son on the way. I live in a great house in a great place. Like, I'm fine. But like, I still want to go to Disney World.
Yeah, right.
Like is that bad?
You're
you don't
Disney
need
adult.
to justify
You're
it.
a dirty Disney adulterer. Yeah. Because people like, you know, they go to Disney and they're like, all these fucking adults here. I'm trying to get my kid to ride this ride, and I've got this 27-year-old man in front of me. He doesn't even have a kid. You know? So it's like, they shouldn't even be here. This is a place for families. I never once had that thought when I was at Disney World.
Yeah, I think Disney World
just like, it's for everybody.
Just for everyone.
Chill the F out.
It's honestly like more for adults. it's like not like a great place to
it's for like older kids. It's not a great place to take like a baby.
Yeah, I think we had a great time at Disney World.
Oh
but
yeah,
Luna
it was a blast and a half.
like Luna, I think, was definitely a little bit too young. We want to go back when Luna's like bigger and can like walk.
Oh yeah, she had a good time.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a bad experience for her, but it was kind of like we could take her anywhere and it'd probably be the same kind of experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for her. So
it
was definitely for us, like that trip.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole trip was just for us.
Luna
was just on for her. But yeah, it was fun.
Some of us have gone through things you couldn't even imagine. So don't judge us.
So if we need to go to Disney World and spend hundreds of thousands and thousands of dollars for a little smile, then so be it. It's like,
so if I need to go to Disney World and suck off Mickey Mouse in front of everyone, then God help me, I will.
It's like, that's just like unhealthy. Like, it sounds like you have like an unhealthy kind of coping mechanism. So it's like, if you have to go to Disney World to be happy, like something is going on.
Not much can make us smile these days. I like when people like talk about it like us, like they're like doing like the whole like royal we thing, where it's like you're just talking about yourself, but you say us and we to make it sound like a bigger, more important issue. I'm gonna start doing that. If I just have an opinion on something, I'll just say like, we believe this. Like, we are Legion. Like, I'll just be referring to like all my fans. I'll just like decide how all my fans, all the flamers think. And then I'll just kind of like state things like as if we all agree.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I've got serious fans. You know that? I've been streaming a lot more recently. And these people show up every single day. And they give me money.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Forrest is always like coming upstairs and being like, just made $400.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube takes like half of that, so it's more like 200. I think they take like, I don't know exactly what the breakdown is, but they take a good fat chunk out of that. But it's still tight because I made like $300 in a day or $200 in a day, so it's like, hell yeah, dude. Like just for like, and I was gonna animate anyway, so I got animation done. I got like 20 seconds in the can today, and made like $200. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. And it's like, I really don't have any reason not to stream. I should really do it every day. But yeah, I don't know. Streaming's kind of awkward. Like, I'm just like, man, is this fun? Am I doing this well? But people always show up, and people are always messaging me afterwards, being like, I had a great time in your stream. That was so much fun. I'm like, it was? I was just like staring dead-eyed into Legos for 7 hours straight.
Yeah.
Barely saying anything. But yeah, I guess people have a good time. So I'm trying to get Keshan to start streaming. That would be the shit. Because like, I bet he could make some money on there. Because people love Keshan. Like his videos are always dope. So I don't know. Keshan's like way more reclusive than me though. He's not way more secretive and stuff. So I don't know if he'd ever do that.
Yeah.
But if we can make it lucrative enough for him, if I'm like, hey Keshan, like, I know these fans, they're gonna come with that cold hard grip, then maybe he'll reconsider. I don't know, guys. Message Keshan and pressure him into doing. Is Keshan on Twitter?
I'm not sure.
I don't think he is. He's on Instagram, but I don't think he's on Twitter. Yeah, he's like. He's a lurker. He does his work from the shadows, kind of like Sherlock Holmes. Dun 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 dun. Like whenever you try to take a picture of Keshan, he like puts a newspaper over his face really fast. Bum 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 bum. Why? Why does Sherlock Holmes do that? He doesn't want to be seen.
Well, he doesn't want his like.
His look out there.
Yeah, he doesn't want his cover blown. Like, what if he needs to like sneak in somewhere to solve something? You're
so right, babe. Yeah, because he does that a lot. He disguises himself.
Yeah.
He's like the master of disguise over here.
Yeah, that would just like, if someone recognized him, they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's Sherlock.
Even with the fake nose and greasy hair or whatever, quick. I like how he puts on the disguise really quickly, like 1 minute he's Sherlock and then he'll like grab a hat off of, some resale shop, it's on the side of the road, and like wrap a scarf around him and act like he has a hunch or something, or a limp, and then he'll like put on a different accent, and it's like, oh, who's this guy? Some other dude. You ever see the movie The Master of Disguise?
No.
With the Turtle Club?
No.
Probably before your time. But it was Dana Carvey. He's like I think he was on SNL for a while. He's like a comedian, and he was in this movie called The Master of Disguise, and he plays he's like a member of this family called the Disguises.
Yeah.
And
that's weird. I don't like that.
I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but he's like an idiot, and I think his like great grandfather comes back or something from like Rome or some shit, and he's like, you need to uncover your like true potential or some shit, and teaches him like he's like the disguisey blood is in you or whatever, like you can become a master of disguise. And like he like throughout the movie he like has like so many different like costume and personality changes. It's pretty tight actually. When I was a kid and I watched that, I thought it was the shit. And like Data's in it, like Brent Spiner. He's the villain. It's pretty good. I should rewatch it. But yeah, like I think it's like probably one of the worst movies ever made.
Damn.
But when I was a kid, I thought it was like excellent.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, what if I could do that? What if I could like. Because one of his, he's like a really dopey like nerdy guy, but he has so many different like looks. Like one of them's like an old seaman, and he got this like boat, and he's like basically the guy from Jaws.
Like hearing the word like
seaman
like reminds me of like all the music you've been having us listen to in the morning.
Oh yeah, recently
Forrest plays like this like playlist or something that's like all this like really like British, like Irish, like
I think it's mostly Scottish,
like folklore like music, like Highlander music.
Yeah, it's like it's called TikTok Sea Shanty, best playlist ever.
And it's been I've been enjoying it, and it just really makes me think about things. Like it makes me think about, just like my ancestors. I don't know if I'm like I have no idea. We still haven't taken the ancestry, but I might be, like Scottish or something.
One of them's called the Chemical Workers Song.
Yeah, that one's really fucked up.
And it's all about men who work in a chemical factory, and they basically are trading in their like healthy flesh and blood for like cold hard cash. Because every day you spend in the chemical factory is 2 days less you have on Earth.
Yeah. So yeah, you're like taking like half your life off.
You have to like time your breaths with the fumes, because if you inhale that shit, it's toxic.
Yeah, they talk about getting like caustic burns.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, it's like disgusting.
But the pay's good. That's what keeps the young men coming back.
Yeah, whenever I hear that song, it just reminds me, or like I always think like, oh yeah, but women are the real victims of history.
Yeah, unfortunately, women were.
They had to stay at home with the children while
their
husbands went and gave themselves like cancer in the chemical like mines or whatever.
Right.
We were the real victims.
And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days near death. But you go. But you go. Well, a process man am I, and I am telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that tread across the sky. There's thunder all around me, and there's poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell, and dust all in me hair. It's a go. Let's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days near death. But you go. But you go.
But you go.
There's a part where it's like,
the pay's just too good.
Like, breathe the oily smoke. Yeah, I've shoveled up the gypsum, and it neigh on makes you choke. Oh, right.
There was a song, I don't know what it's called, but there was one of those songs that we were listening to today about like war and like a soldier.
Oh, the red coat one?
I don't know, but like he was like, like like the enemy nearly slayed ya or something like that. And
yeah, that's
he's
a good
all
one
like
too.
fucked up.
Yeah.
From like being in war or whatever, and like he's like, what is she gonna do?
Right.
Like God, like life is just so rough for like these like for people back in the day. Like we just have it so good right now, you guys.
Yeah,
like,
people like to complain.
Like as of like right now. But
if you think about it, there's never been a better time.
No, there really hasn't. Like I mean, like
people like to make things sound really dramatic.
I hate like yeah, I'm just like really not into like complaining about, I mean, obviously like there's still problems in the world that need to be fixed, but and like even problems in like America and in like the first world and everything. But the like if you live in like America or like any first world country, like just think about like how lucky you are. And just be like grateful. Like it was like the best time in history to like live. Like
right. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, babe. A recruiting sergeant came our way from an inn near town at the close of day. He said, "My Johnny, you're a fine young man. Would you like to march along behind the military band with a scarlet coat and a fine cocked hat and a musket at your shoulder?" The shilling he took and kissed the book. "Oh, poor Johnny, what happened to ya?" The recruiting sergeant marched away from the inn near town at the break of day. Johnny came to with half a ring. He was off to be a soldier to go fighting for the king in a far-off war in a far-off land to face the foreign soldier. But how will you fare when there's lead in the air? Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to ya? Right. So, like, it sounds good, but then you get baited.
Yeah.
It's the moral of the song, I'm pretty sure. I've listened to the song a few times, so I think I derive more from it.
I'm like,
yeah,
listen. Exactly. Yeah, like I feel like when we first started listening to this music, I like was just kind of like letting it go over my head, and I wasn't really like paying attention. It just sounds silly. It sounds goofy. It just kind of sounds like a kind of like, like fun, like jaunty, like
yeah, it's fun, yeah.
Like
but
song
they're talking about some
or whatever.
Serious shit.
But then like the more we listen to it, I'm like, oh shit, like this is like a freaking like. Like story, like it's
packed full of emotion.
Yeah, like
yeah, and yeah, tragedy.
Yeah.
Good shit. Yeah, I want to do a Aquaman video where he has to go on like a voyage, and there's like some like sea shanties like set behind it. And yeah, I'll choose one of these songs for it once I get around to it. Once I'm working on like 7 different projects right now, but eventually I'll get to the Aquaman video. Maybe I can hire Keshin to help me out with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it would be awesome if I could hire some more animators to like help me out because I have so many ideas. But like that would be a good one because like how come no one has ever combined sea shanties with Aquaman before?
Yeah, I just don't think like anyone like thinks. I just feel like this like music.
This music should have been like the soundtrack to the Aquaman movie.
It's just like I feel like we're the only people who listen to it.
No, people listen to this stuff. Not like young people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
old, like 80-year-old, like Irish.
But this also says this playlist I found. It's called TikTok Sea Shanties. So I mean, it's got to be popular in some sort of young subgroup, substrata of category somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably just not in like America. I don't know. If you guys listen to fucking sea shanties and have any good suggestions, let us know. Right in.
We should really do our freaking like ancestry thing soon.
We'll never do that.
We bought this ancestry thing. I think I was like,
it was on sale. Yeah, we were high. This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I bought this thing and like I was all excited about it. And it came in the mail, and we never opened it.
It's been collecting dust ever since.
But I honestly am curious, but like I just like I'm not curious enough to actually do it.
They got us with that sale. They're like 60%.
Yeah, it was like a St. Patrick's Day sale. It was like, let's see if you're Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, they're like it's half off or some shit.
Yeah,
like 60%
and we're like, oh my
god,
we have to do it.
I've always wanted to do this. let's get it. And then it came and we're like, okay, all we have to do is like spit into this jar and send it back.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of work.
We've been watching this show called Outlander. And yeah, that show kind of reminds me of this like kind of like Irish, Scottish music or whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of the same kind of dialect and speaking patterns and language.
Yeah, and it's almost like, and this guy,
but even older.
Like one of the guys in the show, he's like in the 1940s, I think, and then like he's really interested in his like ancestry or whatever.
Right.
And you know, there's like time travel in the show, and like spoiler, like his wife time travels back in time like 200 years, and she actually like comes across like this ancestor that he's like really fascinated with.
He's a redcoat
who's like his like great granddad, like 200 years in the past, like great grandfather or something. And like she meets him, and like he literally tries to like rape her. It was like horrible, and he's played by like the same guy, like her husband and like his like great grandfather or
and
something.
She like thought it was him at first.
Yeah,
she was like Frank.
Yeah, because like she was all discombobulated because she like just like time traveled or whatever.
Right.
And then like it turned out he was just like this horrible dude. He like literally
he's
like
terrible.
Tries to rape her, and then he
tries to rape everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably got lots of grandkids.
Yeah. It's not.
What a fucking psychopath.
It's not crazy. It's that they're not super uncommon to be like related to this guy.
It's uncanny how he looked exactly like his grandson, his great grandson in the future.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they had like the same last name or something, like Randall.
And I was trying to figure out who this actor was. I'm like, who the fuck? I've seen him and stuff. And it turns out he's the guy in Casino Royale who puts Bond on hold. He's like, sorry, can I put you on hold? When Bond's at the airport.
Oh, really? That's
yeah.
it?
Yeah. That was where I saw him from. But he was also in Game of Thrones. He's been in lots of stuff.
Well,
yeah.
Who was he in Game of Thrones?
I forget. He was kind of a proliferary character.
Yeah.
But he was in Game of Thrones. I don't really remember him exactly. But I remember him being in the show now that I think about it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's a really good actor. Yeah. I'm excited to see more of him in Outlander. Hopefully we get some more.
I feel like we don't see him very much.
I want to see more of him.
He's still in. Well, we don't see like the husband character that he plays very much because he's still like in the 1940s. I feel like we've seen a lot of his like great granddad who is like a freaking rapist.
Fucking asshole. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for all listening. Next week we're gonna be talking about what are we gonna be talking about, babe?
You know.
What are we talking about?
Do you want me to look at my notes app for like a like we can like end on like a topic that I want to talk about?
Safe sex.
Safe sex.
No. What? Oh, you have topics. You've had topics this whole time, and you haven't busted them out.
Well,
once?
I feel like a lot of my topics are kind of like not that interesting or kind of like.
No, they're good, babe.
I have written down on my podcast. I have 3 things. Okay, I already talked about the audacity of men to be gynecologists. Okay.
Yeah, we covered that.
And then my second thing. This is like kind of old. I don't think we should really need to talk about this again, but toxic mommy culture.
Okay.
And then my third thing just says Botox.
Oh, Botox.
I'd love to talk about how freaking shitty Botox is and why you shouldn't get it. And why, like...
Just think about it.
It basically...
Bad idea.
It's bad idea. Like, yeah. I guess we'll save it for next week, but yeah. Botox.